Hello students, in previous part we have started the third process of mechanism of respiration, that is internal respiration. We have seen its first step, that is transport of oxygen. Now we are going to understand the second step, that is transport of carbon dioxide. Now this carbon dioxide, it is readily soluble in water and it is transported by the RBCs and blood plasma in three different forms. First is it is transported by the plasma in solution form. Now this carbon dioxide in deoxygenated blood, about 2.7 ml of carbon dioxide is there, and in oxygenated blood about 2.3 ml of carbon dioxide is there per 100 ml of blood. In the dissolved form, we are talking about dissolved state of carbon dioxide, dissolved form of carbon dioxide. In deoxygenated blood it is 2.7 ml, and in oxygenated blood it is 2.3 ml per 100 ml of blood. It means that only 7% of carbon dioxide is dissolved in the plasma and it is transported by the plasma in solution form from the tissues to the lungs. So this carbon dioxide, only 7% of carbon dioxide is transported by the plasma in solution form. This carbon dioxide, it combines with water to form carbonic acid. Carbon dioxide, it combines with water to form carbonic acid. This carbonic acid is unstable, so it further splits up to form bicarbonate ions and hydrogen ions. So as this carbon dioxide is given out by the tissues, this carbon dioxide is taken into the blood vessels. In the blood plasma, it combines with water to form carbonic acid. This carbonic acid is unstable, so it again splits up into bicarbonate ion and hydrogen ions. These hydrogen ions then further bind with the plasma proteins. So this carbon dioxide which is taken in the blood plasma, it dissolves in the blood plasma and it is about 7% out of 100. 7% of the carbon dioxide is dissolved in the blood plasma and it is transported in the solution form. The next is bicarbonate ions, in the form of bicarbonate ions. So this carbon dioxide which is given out by the tissues, this carbon dioxide dissolves with water to form carbonic acid. Now here in the blood cells, in the RBCs, same reaction occurs as in the blood plasma. The same reaction occurs in the RBCs as well. But here in the RBCs, this reaction occurs very rapidly, very quickly. Why? Because here in the RBCs, zinc containing enzyme is present, that is called as carbonic anhydrase. This carbonic anhydrase helps the carbon dioxide to dissolve with water to form carbonic acid very quickly as compared to the reaction which occurs in the blood plasma. So this reaction is it occurs very quickly, and this carbonic acid, as it is unstable, it splits up in bicarbonate ions and hydrogen ions. Now this carbonic anhydrase, it helps the RBCs to take up to 70% of carbon dioxide which is released by the tissues. So out of 100, 70% of carbon dioxide is transported by the RBCs and 7% is transported by the blood plasma in solution form and 70% is transported by the RBCs. Now here As we have seen, the carbon dioxide combines with water to form carbonic acid. Carbonic acid is unstable, in the presence of carbonic anhydrase enzyme, and to form carbonic acid. This carbonic acid is unstable, so it splits up in bicarbonate ions and hydrogen ions. Now what these RBCs do? The cells, they give out the bicarbonate ions. These RBCs, they give out the bicarbonate ions. Now as we know, bicarbonate are negative ions, hydrogen is positive ion. So when these RBCs, they give out the negative ions, the bicarbonate ions, what happens over here inside the cell? The concentration of hydrogen ions, it increases. The positive ion concentration increases. Hydrogen ion, as the concentration of hydrogen ion increases, the pH of the blood decreases. So here what happens? The concentration of hydrogen ion increases, the pH decreases, and to maintain this pH level or to maintain this concentration in the plasma, what happens? The NaCl splits up in sodium and chlorine ions. So as this bicarbonate ion which is given out, this bicarbonate ion, it combines with the sodium ion to form sodium bicarbonate, that is NaHCO3. It combines to form sodium bicarbonate, and the chlorine which is left, that chlorine is taken in by the RBCs to maintain the concentration of ions inside the cell. This chlorine is taken inside the cell. So what happens here? The taking in of the chlorine ions, this is called as the chloride shift or Hamburger's phenomenon. Taking in the chlorine ion is called as the chloride shift or Hamburger's phenomenon. Now, as this chlorine ions are taken in, the concentration of negative and positive ions is equalized or is maintained. So here, as the hydrogen ions increase, what these hydrogen ions do? These hydrogen ions, they combine with the hemoglobin. They combine with the hemoglobin. From as we know, RBCs contain hemoglobin in it, and this hemoglobin, as we have talked in the further part, that hemoglobin, it combines with oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin. And when the tissues are working or when the body is exercising, at that time what happens? This oxyhemoglobin dissociates oxygen. It gives away oxygen. We have seen that as the tissues are working or the tissues perform exercise, what they do? They use up the oxygen which is present in the plasma, which is dissolved in the plasma, that is used up, and they need more and more oxygen to perform their work. So from where do they get more and more oxygen? That oxygen is borrowed from the hemoglobin. As we know, hemoglobin has the highest affinity for the oxygen, isn't it? So that oxygen, that oxygen is taken from the hemoglobin. Here, from the hemoglobin, this oxyhemoglobin, it splits up or it dissociates into hemoglobin and oxygen. The oxygen is given to the tissues so the tissues can perform their work further or continue their work or continue performing their work. So the oxygen which gets from the hemoglobin is 97%. The oxygen which is dissolved in the plasma is 3%. It is used up by the tissues. Now this hemoglobin which is given away, that hemoglobin, it combines with the H plus ions, hydrogen ions. Now as we have seen that hemoglobin, it can combine with oxygen, it can combine with carbon dioxide, it combines with carbon monoxide, and it also combines with H plus ions. It has affinity for H plus ions also. So here same thing happens. This hemoglobin, it combines with the hydrogen ions, and as it combines with the hydrogen ion, it forms HHB, that is reduced hemoglobin. Hemoglobin combines with hydrogen ions to form reduced hemoglobin, and this reduced hemoglobin here, it acts as a buffer to maintain the blood pH level. As we know, the hydrogen ion concentration increases, so the pH decreases. So hemoglobin, it combines with the hydrogen ions and to form the reduced hemoglobin. This reduced hemoglobin acts as the buffer to maintain the blood pH level here. So now what happens, as this blood, it is transported from the tissues to the lungs. What happens? This sodium bicarbonate here near the lungs, this we were talking about the tissue level, at the tissue level, near the tissue. And now as this blood is transported from the tissue to the lungs, near the lungs, what happens? This sodium bicarbonate, it splits up. Sodium bicarbonate, it splits up into sodium and bicarbonate ions. Sodium and bicarbonate ions, they get separated. Now what happens? This bicarbonate ion is taken inside by the RBCs, and the chlorine which was taken in, now these RBCs, they give out the chlorine. So the chlorine and sodium combines to form NaCl again, and this bicarbonate ion is taken inside the RBCs. Now the reduced hemoglobin which is present inside the RBCs, HB, that we talked about, this reduced hemoglobin here near the lungs, what it does? It splits up in hydrogen ion and hemoglobin. In hydrogen ion and in hemoglobin, it splits up. This hemoglobin combines with the oxygen which is given out by the lungs. Lungs give out oxygen, right? So this oxygen is combined with the hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin. So hydrogen ions are remaining. What now? This hydrogen ion and this bicarbonate ions, they combine together again to form carbonic acid. So this carbonic acid is unstable, as we know. This carbonic acid again splits up into water and carbon dioxide, and then this carbon dioxide is given out of the blood vessel to the lungs, and then this carbon dioxide is given out of the lungs or exhaled out of the lungs. So here, as the tissues give out carbon dioxide, this carbon dioxide, it combines with water to form carbonic acid in the presence of carbonic anhydrase enzyme which contains zinc in it. So this helps the carbon dioxide and hydrogen to and water to combine very rapidly or very quickly to form carbonic acid, as compared to the reaction which occurs in the blood plasma. So here this carbonic acid is unstable. It splits up in bicarbonate ion and hydrogen ion. Now this bicarbonate ion is given out. The salt which splits up in sodium and chlorine ions, this chlorine ion is taken in by the RBCs. So this bicarbonate ion which is given out, it combines with the sodium to form sodium bicarbonate. As this chlorine is taken in, this phenomenon is called as the chloride shift or Hamburger's phenomenon. So here this hydrogen ions which are there in the RBCs, they combine with the hemoglobin to form reduced hemoglobin. This reduced hemoglobin acts as a buffer to maintain the pH level of the blood. Now, as this blood is transported from the tissues to the lungs, near the lungs, what happens in the RBCs? This sodium bicarbonate is splitted over here in sodium and bicarbonate ions. So these bicarbonate ions which are given out, they are again taken in by the RBCs, and the chlorine ion which was taken in, they give out the chlorine ion. And here the reduced hemoglobin is there. That reduced hemoglobin, it splits up in hydrogen ion and hemoglobin. This hemoglobin combines with the oxygen which is taken from the lungs to oxyhemoglobin. The hydrogen ion which was remained, that hydrogen ion combines with the bicarbonate ion to form carbonic acid. As we know, the carbonic acid is unstable. This carbonic acid splits up into water and carbon dioxide, and then this carbon dioxide is given out to the lungs for exhaling. Same thing happens with the carbon dioxide which is in dissolved form. It gets dissolved in water to form carbonic acid. That carbonic acid splits up into bicarbonate and hydrogen ions. When this plasma comes into the near the lungs, this plasma is transported to the lungs. What happens? Those ions, they again combine to form carbonic acid. This carbonic acid is unstable, so it again splits up in water and carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide is given out. So here you have to remember only two things, that is near the tissues. At the tissue level, when the carbon dioxide is given to the RBCs, when the carbon dioxide is given to the RBCs, at that time what happens? This carbon dioxide, it combines with water to form carbonic acid. As this carbonic acid is unstable, it again splits up into bicarbonate ion and hydrogen ion. Now, at the lungs, near the lungs, what happens? These RBCs, they give the carbon dioxide to the lungs. At that time, what happens? The same reaction, it gets reversed. Same reaction turns reverse. These ions, they combine, hydrogen ion, bicarbonate ion, they combine to form carbonic acid. This carbonic acid is unstable, so it splits up in water and carbon dioxide, and then this carbon dioxide is given out of the lungs. So this reaction is reversed reaction, two-way reaction. So only this you have to remember, that this reaction is a two-way reaction. Carbon dioxide, it combines with the water to form carbonic acid. Carbonic acid is unstable, so it splits up while giving the carbon dioxide to the tissue, from the tissue to the RBCs. And from RBCs, while giving carbon dioxide to the lungs, what happens? The ions combine to form carbonic acid. The carbonic acid splits up in water and carbon dioxide, and then the carbon dioxide is exhaled out. Now, the third step, by red blood cells. Now, as we know, hemoglobin has amino acids in it. About 141 to 146 amino acids are present in the alpha and the beta chains of hemoglobin. So, amino acids are present in the hemoglobin. So, this carbon dioxide, when it is given out of the tissues, what happens? It combines in the RBCs. It combines with the hemoglobin, the amino acids in the hemoglobin. It combines with it to form carbaminohemoglobin. And when this blood is transported from the tissues to the lungs, what happens? This carbaminohemoglobin again splits up in hemoglobin and carbon dioxide, and then this carbon dioxide is released out of the RBCs to the lungs. So this is how the transport of carbon dioxide takes place. By the plasma in the solution form, only 7% of carbon dioxide is transported. In bicarbonate forms, 70% of carbon dioxide is transported. And by the RBCs, by the red blood cells, here 23% of carbon dioxide is transported. So, in the solution form, this carbon dioxide gets dissolved in the plasma to form with water to form carbonic acid. This carbonic acid is unstable, so it gives out bicarbonate ions and hydrogen ions. When this blood is transported to the lungs, what happens? The same ions, they combine together to form carbonic acid, and again this carbonic acid splits up in water and carbon dioxide is given out. In the form of bicarbonate ions, what happens? The carbon dioxide, it is dissolved with water in the presence of carbonic anhydrase enzyme. So to form carbonic acid, this carbonic acid is unstable, so it splits up in bicarbonate ion and hydrogen ions. Here in the RBCs, that bicarbonate ions are given out, and to maintain the concentration of ions, chlorine ions are taken in. As the chlorine ions are taken in, this is called as the chloride shift or Hamburger's phenomenon. Now this hydrogen ions, here they combine with the hemoglobin. Now from where, now this hemoglobin, oxyhemoglobin dissociates to give oxygen to the tissues. As the tissues has used up their oxygen which was dissolved in the plasma, they need more oxygen. So this oxyhemoglobin, it breaks its bonds with the oxygen, and oxygen is given to the tissues. 97% of oxygen is given from the hemoglobin, and only 3% of oxygen is given from the plasma. So here oxygen is given to the tissues, hemoglobin is remaining. This hemoglobin combines with hydrogen ions to form reduced hemoglobin. This reduced hemoglobin, it acts as a buffer to maintain the pH level of the blood. Now when this blood is transported from the tissues to the lungs, this sodium bicarbonate, it breaks into sodium and bicarbonate ions. Bicarbonate ions are taken in and chlorine ions are given out again. So this reduced hemoglobin, it dissociates in hydrogen ions and hemoglobin. This hemoglobin again combines with oxygen from the lungs to form oxyhemoglobin. Hydrogen ions are left. These hydrogen ions, they combine with bicarbonate ions to form carbonic acid. This carbonic acid is unstable, so it splits up in water and carbon dioxide is given out to the lungs. And in the third step, by the red blood cells, transport of carbon dioxide by the red blood cells. Now here, as we know, hemoglobin contains amino acids in it. About 141 to 146 amino acids are there. 141 and 146 amino acids are there in the alpha and beta chain of hemoglobin respectively. In alpha chain there are 141, in beta chain there are 146. So amino acids are present in the hemoglobin. This carbon dioxide which is given out by the tissues, it combines with the hemoglobin, the amino acid, amino group of hemoglobin, and it forms carbamino hemoglobin. This carbamino hemoglobin, when the blood comes to the lungs, what happens? This carbamino hemoglobin again dissociates or splits up in hemoglobin, and carbon dioxide is given out to the lungs. So by the plasma in solution form, 7% of carbon dioxide is transported. Here by the RBCs, 70% of carbon dioxide is transported. And here in the third step, in bicarbonate ions, 70%, in the form of bicarbonate ions, 70% of carbon dioxide is transported. By the RBCs, 23% of carbon dioxide is transported. So this is how the transport of carbon dioxide takes place in the internal respiration.